already know what it is. It's Barbershop Conversations. Hit the subscribe and the like button today.
Freddie, what's going on?
Hey, Freddie.
Pleasure, How you feeling with this fight, Freddie? Big fight week's here.
It's a big fight. It's I really like the whole show actually. You know, because I do have Lenny Zappa on the show also in a 12-rounder, and it's gonna be busy. It'll be a good night, but it's a couple great matches. There's 3 good matchups on top. You know, very good fights now on the show. So it's exciting to be on big shows like this.
This fight was supposed to happen before, and now it's happening now. And the thing that changed was you in the corner now. Robert says that really changed the dynamic of the fight. Do you feel it changed, and how do you feel going head up with Robert again?
Well, you know, I'm sure we're both trying to do the best we can, and not, you know, be the ordinary person like the same guy who fought last time, making adjustments and so forth. And so, I mean, my guy's doing really well. I'm working on him shortening his combinations up and not being so big and so wide, and just like, you know, trying to knock people out. I'm trying to get him to set things up behind the jab and control the ring, and it's been working really well. And he's a very good student. He likes to learn, and he picks things up very quickly. And we've had a good camp. I mean, again, the fight's been canceled 3 or 4 times now, and a couple of times I said, you know, do I send him home? Like, you know, let him go home for a week and just, you know, take a break because I don't want to burn him out. And then his wife says, no, tell him to go home. So, but the thing is, but then we did finally have to go. I had to let him go back to get a stamp on his passport and make sure everything's okay there. So, but we've had great training for this fight. We've had a long training camp. You know, again, when the fights were like postponed for a little while and new dates and so forth, we made adjustments on the workouts, and so a couple of days off here, every other day for a while, and then when the fight was rescheduled, then we're back to a full camp. So we've gotten to know each other quite well. I've had a lot of time to spend with him. I think he's learned a lot. I think he'll carry that into the fight with him, and you know, he just like won't go out there just trying to look for a knockout.
Everybody thinks that, right?
Well, everyone thinks he's a good puncher and so forth, and I told him, I said, just let it happen. I said, you know, if you force it, it will never happen. So I said, you're in there with a good opponent. He's an experienced fighter, has a lot of good fights under his belt. He's fought punchers before. He knows how to handle it, and if he moves, we'll cut the ring off and make that smaller and set traps for him. And if he tries to come forward, I want my guy to show him his power right away and show him who the boss is.
Oh. Some say Robert Garcia has a special sauce in this fight because he's had Cuellar. Speak to that.
I don't know what the relationship is. I don't really know how long they were together. I heard that during these training camps that he had gone to Florida for another trainer and so forth. I don't know how well they were really getting along. But, you know, I don't really worry about the other side so much. I know my guy's ready for a hard 12-round fight.
No, that's all I was asking you. Robert Garcia has a special sauce for your fighter because he's had 5 fights.
Oh, yes.
4 defenses, 4 titles.
Yeah, he does. I mean, he does know my fighter well, and so forth. And you know, we try to improve my fighter a lot, and so forth. And he said he never learned anything over there, but every day he learns in my gym. So he's very happy where he's at right now, and I don't think I just don't think he's the same guy that Roberts used to see him, and he's improved a lot in a lot of different areas, and I think it'll show in the fight.
So So you're predicting more dexterity from Cuellar, more flexibility, using better angles.
Better angles, not so wide with the punches, not so big with them. You know, just. He goes out there looking for knockouts too many times, and I thought, you know, just let it happen. Work behind your jab a little bit. He has a good jab, but he just doesn't throw it that much. I mean, because he's always looking for the home run. So worked a lot on not looking for the home run and going out there and breaking this guy down.
If Abner Mares come to box, which quite possibly may happen if he gets hit with a stiff jab or sharp left hand, what's the game plan then if Abner just...
And, you know, I think he's gonna try to box us. Yes. So we have to put pressure on him. We have to keep him close to the ropes. We have to set traps on the ropes and in the corners and so forth. We're well prepared for that. We did prepare for him maybe coming at us also, trying to maybe catch him early and so forth. And I want him to show his power right away, because I think if we can get him to box and move and so forth, he can't win the fight moving away.
Freddie, what do you think about the Kovalev war?
It was a good fight. I think I thought Kovalev won the fight, but he got a little tired at the end though, and Ward did win some of those later rounds. But I think he lost too many of the earlier rounds to get the win. So I gave the fight to Kovalev. But but I'm not a good judge. I always leave room for someone to come back. So it's not good to do. So.
And Freddie, I have to ask you this because I've been dying to ask you this question. Conor McGregor got licensed in California. A lot of guys have been calling him out. Mikey Garcia, Paulie Malignaggi, even Oscar wants Canelo to fight him. What's your reaction to him getting this boxing license?
Well, yeah, I don't know how long his contract with UFC is, but they will never let his fighter fight a boxer in a boxing match. Because I've tried that before. I went to Ari Emanuel, who's a friend of mine, or used to be. He's one of the first guys I've met here. I remember when he lived in a duplex, and he was just an ordinary guy. And now he's a real big shot now. He calls a lot of big shots now, and he represents UFC. And I know that, so I went to his office to talk about a fight one time, and he told me, Freddie, that will never happen in our lifetime. And I don't think it will ever happen. An MMA fighter fights in boxing rules, the boxer wins. If you vice versa, you fight with MMA rules, they win. It's two completely different sports. You can't really compare the two. He can punch a little bit, yes. I mean, but can he punch as good as Mayweather or Paulie Malignaggi? I mean, maybe he'll go against a guy that can't punch that hard. But
Paulie told me he thinks he'd knock him out if he fight him because he'd be able to hit him whenever he wanted to.
Yeah, Paulie shouldn't say he should knock anybody out. I mean, let's face it, he's only knocked out like 3 guys, maybe 6. I don't know. But anyway, he's not an accomplished fighter. Mayweather came to my gym. He said, Freddie, I'm going to fight this guy, McGregor. And he says, if you get a chance to train him, take that job because the fight's going to happen. You'll make a lot of money. And I says, I would need 5 years to get him ready to fight you. Wow. And so he laughed at me, but it's true. I mean, for him to get ready to fight Mayweather, come on, that's a difficult style. I mean, probably one of the best boxers in the world today. I mean, he's not like a risk taker anymore. He's not the most exciting guy in the world, but he's still a great boxer. And this guy can't fight. He can't beat guys like that, in my opinion.
Would you still want to see it though, even if it happened?
Oh, I'd love to see it. Yeah, I mean, he's fun to watch. He's a character. He's but again, he's not that good a fighter. I mean, so he'll let his hands go and so forth, and he's a little wild and so forth. But as far as boxing wise, I mean, supposedly he went to Wild Card West and boxed with Chris Van Heerden.
I heard about that.
And Van Heerden told me, he says, fucking I killed him.
He told that?
But, I mean, I wasn't there, so I don't know. So, but Chris Van Heerden, he's a tough kid, good boxer. But I just don't think that he's in that class of boxing. He's put himself in a very, very high level. I mean, I think he's more of a 4-round fighter at this point.
Mike Garcia said that if he were to fight him, that he would train with the amateurs. Oh, wow.
Well, yeah, I think Mikey can get away with saying that because Mikey, I think, will kick his ass. I mean, so I agree.
Do you think there's any fighter that McGregor could actually beat, boxing-wise?
Yeah, I'm sure there's some stiffs out there. I mean, we've dug them up before. Nobody of note, though.
Freddie, recently, Vasyl Lomachenko's mentioned a willingness to fight Manny Pacquiao.
Yes.
What is a better chance of happening? Pacquiao versus Lomachenko or Pacquiao versus Crawford?
Crawford has a better chance. Lomachenko said that he wants to fight at 130 and he wants 1 year to get ready for the fight. I said, you want a whole year to get ready for a fight? I think that's a very nice way to say you don't want to fight. I mean, that's impossible. That's impossible.
So there's a decent chance for Pacquiao Crawford next year?
We may end up with that fight, and it's a very, very difficult fight, I know. Crawford's a very good fighter. He can move. He's a good boxer. He's maybe like a young Mayweather, I feel, but he's a little better puncher than Mayweather. He's a dangerous guy, but that could be our next fight because, I mean, if we don't get a rematch with Mayweather and so forth, that's the road we might have to take because we still want to be on top of the game, and we can't just fight stiffs, and we have to fight the best guys out there.
Is there an opponent that you're spotlighting besides Mayweather? Is there somebody you're looking for a Pacquiao fight next?
Well, I like Alvarez a little bit better, but the thing is, like, can I put a cap on how much he gains after the weigh-in? That's the key. I mean, like IBF rule, 10 pounds.
Hydration clause. Yeah.
Stuff like that. I mean, because I'm really not worried about what he weighs going into at the weigh-in. I'm worried about how much he puts on, how much bigger he is than Manny, you know.
But you mean a junior middleweight to fight him?
Well, you know, by fight time, this guy's a light heavyweight for Christ's sakes.
But I mean, are you saying a 154 fight or 147 or a catch?
I'd rather 47, of course. But the thing is, you know, we're gonna have to maybe have a catch weight or deal with it that way. But I think that's the issue that maybe keeping that fight from not happening right away. And but I'm sure that Golden Boy and Top Rank would both love to have that fight because I think it's a very competitive fight.
What about the winner of Garcia Thurman? Would you want to be open to that? That's a big fight and probably be a big fight for Manny too.
Yeah, Garcia's always been on my mind. I always liked that fight for Manny. Thurman, I haven't really seen enough of him, but I mean, you know, again, when Manny comes back, we don't get Mayweather. We just can't go out there and fight some bum.
So you want the money?
We want to fight. We want to fight real fights, and we want to stay on top. I mean, if Manny's not capable of being on top right now, I'd tell him to retire.
So Jeff Horn was a joke.
Who?
Jeff Horn, whoever that.
I don't know who Jeff.
Joe Horn.
I don't know him.
Please, I'm glad you said that.
Okay, we're gonna take a picture and then we're gonna Ronnie and Breadman.
Thanks,
Good?
Got it. Thank you, Freddie.
Thank you.
Hey guys, it's your girl Angie. You're watching Barbershop Conversations. Make sure to click the button below to subscribe, like the video. Don't like it, leave a comment. You can also follow me at Angelica Curtis on Instagram. See you soon.